As we come together now, let's hold a thought and prayer as we get ready to go live with the Unity of Kona service here today. So thank you, God. Mahalo ke akua for the blessings of the day as we share the light of love of the Easter season to the world. May it be the perfect knowledge given to the world at the perfect time. And so it is. Amen. A cool mau pa. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele, oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my, ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele. Mahalo ke akua. Kakaiake e komo mai. Welcome, Unity of Kona. Hele hoi akala o Moka o Kona. Hele hoi o Makai, wherever you come from. God bless you all and welcome to this beautiful Easter service today. And as we get started with the Hawaiian prayer chant, the Eo Mai, beseeching the Great Spirit and the different layers of meaning within the stories of the being told, why would we be telling the stories to our children, and then the highest octave. Oh, Great Spirit, grant us the wisdom of life experiences that become our stories. With that knowledge, we never have to repeat them over and over again. So as we open the service with the Eo Mai prayer chant, welcome. God bless you all. Thank you. And as we get started with our service, I'd like to ask you all to please stand as we get together, do our affirmation for the month, the vision and mission statements. Here we are in the month of April. And the affirmation is strength. Together, I spring forth with courage and confidence to do all that Spirit has called me to do. I take action right now. And so it is. And with here at Unity of Kona, we come together with a vision of a world family of oneness, peace, and love, with our mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. And while I've got you all standing, we'll have our singers come up forward here on the stage, and we'll do together our Come Together song. We come together. You guys are looking good to me. All right, I'll get
Take a look at the person next to you. God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me.
Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love. the person next to you. Recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Well, lift your voice and repeat after me.
Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
From
Every walk of life,
From every walk of life,
every creed and color,
every creed and color,
and get
you
your
feel nice.
get your feel nice.
In honor of the God in each other.
Now look
At the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me.
Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Woohoo! Thank you. While you're all standing, please take 5 minutes and say hi to your neighbor. This is the time where we all like to share a little fellowship here in the sanctuary. It's been a week since we've seen you. If you're joining us online, now is the time to leave your comment in the comment section of the Facebook Live presentation, and then we can formally greet everybody as we always like to do. Happy Easter, brother. I get sidetracked. We're having so much fun in the sanctuary. And if you're joining us online, we always like to welcome all our guests and visitors. So if you're new to the sanctuary or haven't been here for a while, maybe visiting somebody, please, we'd like to ask you to stand up now and share your name and where you're from. And so anybody new or visiting? Yeah, might as well, please. Welcome, Preston. Awesome. Well, welcome, Preston, from right here in Kailua Kona. And I guess that's about it. But if you're joining us online, we like to welcome all our guests and visitors with a great big aloha and God bless you. And so it is. And so with that, it's time to do our daily word. And I forgot to ask somebody, we have any quick volunteers? Somebody like to do a daily word? Vince. Okay, come on up here, Vince, and give it your best shot. There's a song in there somewhere.
This is an Easter special word. I am resurrected through the power of the Christ. On this glorious Easter day, I am resurrected and brimming with new life. The stones of defeat and limitation have rolled away. I am free and unlimited. Throughout my Lenten journey, I heeded the call from my soul to recognize the stones in my consciousness and awaken to the infinite potential within me. I can now rejoice in the shimmering light of awareness with an open, joyful heart. My faith is strong, and I'm ablaze with the radiance of spirit. I welcome eternal, indwelling life into my mind and heart. Hope never dies. Jesus transcended death and demonstrated life is eternal. With a grateful heart, I rise up and claim new life. I am resurrected through the indwelling Christ. It's a new dawn, a new day, and a new beginning. I have risen. I am the resurrection and the life. That's John 11:25. Aloha.
Thank you so much, Vince, and here on this beautiful Easter Sunday. Let's take a moment now and get comfortable in your seats as we visualize the sanctuary. See this center of the sanctuary of your soul. See this place as a beautiful heart. Now feel the loving energy of those around you. Feel it flowing in and through you. See the loving energy flowing around every person, every being on this earth and in this world. And if there are any events or circumstances in your life or anyone in your life in need of prayer, let's now take a moment and see them in the center of this place, what we've just created, the most beautiful, loving heart. And as our prayers go into the world, let us say together the prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Thank you, God. Mahalo keakua. And as we get ready for some music, we have a special guest dancer with us today. So I'd like to welcome Sue Wombo with Dondi Nueva. And Sue's been dancing hula for 5 years and actively involved in the Kale La Keali'i. I'm working it. Halau. The Kumu is Ali'i Keana Na Aina, who is originally from Kona and currently resides in Las Vegas. He has halaus also in California and Utah. So dancing the Hawaiian lullaby today, we'll be offering Sue and Dondi, and it's written by Hector Benegas, who wrote the song to cope with his daughter's life-threatening illness. His daughter, Krista, is now helping children handle their challenges. So please welcome Sue and Dondi.
Where I live, there are rainbows with life and the laughter of morning and starry night. Where I live, there are rainbows and flowers full of color and birds filled with song. I can smile when it's raining and touch the warmth of the sun. I hear children laughing in this place that I love. Where I live, there are rainbows and flowers full of color and birds filled with song. I can smile when it's raining and touch the warmth of the sun. I hear children laughing in this place that I love.
Thank you so much, Sue and Dondi. What a beautiful way to start our beautiful service. So thank you so very much. Absolutely. Thank you for coming in. It's great. What an honor it is to have such talent here in the sanctuary this morning. And now's the time where we introduce our speaker for today. And Kayla Harvey's got to talk about resurrecting the true you. And so it's a real honor to present Kayla Harvey, who is our resident president, board of directors, and very involved with the church, doing her talk today. So thank you.
We don't need any of that stuff. We know who I am. It's all good. Plus, we are not any of those things, so that's what we're going to talk about today. It's perfect. So take a moment now, and we're going to get ready for our meditation. So just find a comfortable spot. And just relax in your space. Shut your eyes if that feels good to you. Just listen to the sound of my voice. Begin to let your body find stillness now. Let the body relax in this place. Everything anchoring down. Your arms and legs become heavy as you feel yourself tethered, connecting to the center of the earth. Drop your shoulders, release facial tension, everything centering down. To get to the truth of who we are, we center in stillness and let all that is not our truth fall away. As each layer is noted, visualize its contents as the tapestry of a coat you may be wearing. Simply observe the coat, and when you're ready, remove it. Getting ever closer to true self. Notice the external layer, that coat of housing, job, roles, responsibilities, and financial circumstance. These are but elements of a story. They are not who you really are. Realizing this, you simply take it off. Under this layer, we notice appearance, physical health, and the abilities of your vessel. This too is not your identity or who you truly are. And so we remove this layer as well. Next, we see our thoughts, emotions, and the story of our lives. It's also fleeting and not a reflection of your essence. So we gently remove this coat as well. You may feel a sigh of relief here. All that is left is that which is real, indestructible, and can never be taken. What remains is your pure divine nature, your essence. You shine bright as love itself. This light and the unique way it shines as you is the true you. That you were created to be. We resurrect this light now by turning it all the way up. Turn that brightness up so high. We let it shine so brightly that no matter how many coats we might put on, or that the world puts on us, our essence, true Christ essence, shines brightly through. Take a moment to sit and feel this light that is your true nature. Noticing the peace and divinity we have in this divine moment. We take this light with us, knowing it's there under anything we might be clouding, wearing, putting over it. Slowly return your attention to this physical body in this space here. Begin to feel the weight of your limbs. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and returning with your light. Open your eyes whenever you're ready, coming back right here into the presence. We return together fully with our light. Happy Easter, everyone. It is a colorful holiday, to say the least. It's a time to celebrate new life and new beginnings. I don't know about you, but sometimes with all the rabbits and eggs and spring metaphors, it becomes easy to forget what the significance of this day really is. What the relevance and meaning for the Easter story is for us. How it still has life for us now. Easter, we've been talking about, is a season and a time of rebirth and renewal. And it's a season externally, just as it is internally. Now, we know there are all sorts of seasons in our lives, and we go through them emotionally, physically, and in every way. And it's just like the biblical story, actually. It talks about every season we will experience, outside of us and inside of us. And I think one thing we forget to talk about is just how much the Bible and the story of Jesus represents that hero's journey. And for those of you aware with writing styles, the hero's journey is a story theme. It's a thematic thing we see in a lot of stories about the hero and the call to adventure, the call to something greater that stirs this hero, the difficulties they face in trying to do their purpose and mission, a crisis that arises, and sometimes death within that crisis. But then always the hero is somehow transformed and at the end returns entirely anew. Just hearing that, I'm sure you can hear how the Jesus story fits that theme. The life, challenges, persecution, death, and eventual resurrection and transformation of Jesus is the same story of our spirit. And so we too celebrate this portion of the Jesus story, this time of year where we celebrate transformation, resurrection. We celebrate that for us as well. And it's time that we get curious about what this is symbolizing for us right now, how this is still living and still alive, that this story lives on through and in us. That's what we're going to explore today. Just how this Easter story is our resurrection story to resurrecting the true us. To talk a little bit about how this Easter story is symbolic, I want to read an excerpt from an article I found on unityworldwideministries.com. And it's written by a James Trapp. He's a former president and CEO of Unity Worldwide Ministries. And he talks about the symbolism for this holiday and how it truly is our journey. And he writes, "The Easter story demonstrates that there's something within us that was here before we incarnated and remains after seeming death. Death is not the end of life, rather the continuation of the life process. Jesus proved this in the great demonstration known as the resurrection and ascension. Jesus' essence was so spiritualized, he was able to say, 'The Father and I are one.' He was serving as a reminder that there is no separation between us and spirit. It's a recognition that there is only God. All else is an illusion. Resurrection follows crucifixion, and no one escapes this process in life. The Easter story is about an old way of being crucified so that something can be born anew. This is not a once-in-a-lifetime event. When someone experiences a divorce, the death of a partner, the loss of a job, or experiences a shift in external circumstances, an old identity dies so the new one can be born. We look to Jesus as a model for how to resurrect our own life through crucifixion experiences. The Easter story is a reminder that no matter what seems to happen to us, it does not have to be the final word. We can look beyond appearances and recognize that there is a divine plan unfolding always. Our task is to hold on to the vision until our life bears witness to the truth that liberates us and sets us free. I think this is a pretty powerful excerpt on how this story is our story. How we experience these same things within our lives and how we can use this story to revitalize us, to live again in our true self through the rising of Christ consciousness. You know, I spend a lot of time in contemplation and meditation and even prayer as I try to get the download for what I'm meant to talk about, what Spirit wants me to say, what's coming up. And I often just sit with it in the crock pot of my mind. And I wait for something to bubble up, a little bubble that's, ooh, what is that? And as I was doing so, this excerpt reminded me of how the beginning of my thoughts of, I have no idea, I don't want to do the Easter talk. That's a lot of pressure. Easter, it's like a big deal. Okay, Easter, what does Easter mean? Easter to me. And the thing that came up to me was the Course in Miracles principle summary. If you study the Course in Miracles, hear about it, kind of know what this is, it's that really big, thick book. It's really incredibly dense, but the beginning starts out with a very easy, simple summary. Suspiciously simple. And when I was asking, what am I supposed to talk about Easter? What is Easter? This is what kept ringing through in my head. And I think that last excerpt described it perfectly. This is the beginning premise. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. This is the summary of A Course in Miracles. Now, we can touch on this idea. There is a lot to be explored within these few sentences here. But to me, that last excerpt really helped hit home this idea. Nothing real can be threatened. Just that sentence alone, nothing real can be threatened. And this rang over and over and over and over and over in my head. And I am not the perfect Course in Miracles student. I have read parts of it. I have done the course workbook twice, up to about 125 is as far as I've gotten before it's fallen away. But this stuck with me, and it came back. Because I think this is the Easter story as well. Nothing real can be threatened. This idea that if something can be removed from you, if it can be taken from you, it can't be true anchored truth. What is true about you can never be removed. It can never be threatened. And that is a beautiful piece. And I think there's something incredibly liberating and awakening about this thought. Because I think that we identify with a lot of things that are not real. Just like we talked about in that meditation, I think we wear a lot of coats, a lot of costumes, a lot of appearances. We often identify with our job. We identify with our role. Maybe we're a partner, a mother, a grandfather. We identify with our hair or things happening with it. Our mobility, ability to use our knees or walk very far. And we even identify with our current state of health. But you are not any of these things. You are not a one of these things. What happens, however, when we identify with these coats? When we put these costumes on as ourselves? Well, inevitably one changes, doesn't it? The coat weathers. And if we identify with the coat, we may think that I too have somehow weathered. So our spirit, our excitement, it dwindles. So to get back to the truth of who we are, to revive ourselves, to truly renew, we have to get back to our essence. Remove the coats of deception. Take off the illusion of all that we pretend to be, that we associate with, and get back to the truth of who we are. The essence of love. That's who we are. I found this incredible poem by James Dillett Freeman. And I was going to read just a really quick summary, but I'm going to read the full summary because it's a very impactful and symbolic story of the story of Jesus and what happened at this crucial resurrection turning point. And it's written very simply. And I think a lot of people don't fully understand the Easter story. And I think after today and James Dillett Freeman's beautiful excerpt, I think we'll understand it more. It's a little bit long, but stick with me. I think you'll find it just as moving as I did. There once was a man of love. He went around the country helping people and teaching them to love one another. When he met people who were sick, he would tell them, "You were not meant to be sick like this. You're the child of love. Love made you. Doesn't it make sense then that love would not want you to be sick?" When he came to people who were poor, he told them, "You were not meant to be poor. You were meant to be abundant. You are the child of love. Love made a world of beauty and a plenty for everybody. Can you simply believe that you are a child of love?" When he saw people that were unhappy, he told them, "You were not meant to be unhappy. You are made of love. Love made you. Could love have meant anything for you but happiness? Then simply believe that you are the child of love and claim your happiness." Those who believed what he was saying and thought it made sense for them got a new vision of themselves and the world. People who were sick were made whole. Those who were poor found the means to meet their needs, even sometimes extravagantly so. And those who were unhappy began to sing songs in praise of love and life. But those who ran the world were not happy to hear the man of love tell people these things. If people began to live by love, what need would they have for kings and judges? And even if they did get to run the world still, if they had to do so as if it were the kind of world made by love, they simply didn't know how. So they got together and they decided something had to be done. He is a public enemy, they told each other. He would overthrow all existing institutions and even abolish death and taxes. He had to be stopped, although they didn't know how to catch him. Most around the world were not sure who this man of love truly was. See, he was so much like everyone. That's the way with love, you know. It made you look and be like all those you love. And this man was so filled of love that he was hardly separate from anyone else. Suddenly, one thought, "Ooh, we'll catch him through his love." So they found someone he loved and paid him a sum of money to betray him. They said, "All you must do is kiss him when you find him. He won't mind that because he loves you." They laughed and laughed, thinking this was such a clever way to catch the man of love. They will teach him what love will do for him, they said to each other. So that night, the one he loved kissed him. And those who ran the world, who had been hiding in the bushes, ran up in their armor and seized him. Some of his friends wanted to fight, but the man of love said sadly, "Is this what love would do?" They dropped their swords and went quietly. When those who ran the world had the man of love, they began shuffling him back and forth, and they said, "I think you're the one to handle this," each wanting to wash their hands of the situation. After all, who wants to be responsible for killing love? They expected him to get angry, create a disturbance, or at least defend himself with some sort of legal case so they could do a proper trial or something. But all he did was look at them with eyes of love and say, "I love you. I love you no matter what you do." Finally, they had him hanged. Now, they hanged him on a cross instead of a gallows because that's what they did those days. But it didn't take long for him to die, and they thought it's just as well. After he died, to pacify any hard feelings, they let his friends cut him down and bury him. But a few days later, rumors began to surface. It was being said that the man of love that they had hanged was still out there hanging. They thought this was impossible. But after so many reports continued to come in, those who ran the world thought, well, we better go look. They had no idea where to find him, but they thought, well, if he's anywhere, he's probably with his friends. Sure enough, they found him with his friends up there, hanging high for everyone to see. The last thing they wanted was for the man of love to be left around to be a subject of general discussion or concern, so they went out there, cut him down, and buried them again themselves. But in a few days, their spies again had come back saying more and more people around the world were saying that they had seen this man of love still up there. The rulers of the world were beside themselves. Every time they found him, they would cut him down and they would bury him every single time. Why doesn't this man of love stay buried? But he just wouldn't. Finally, they became so angry, and they decreed that anyone who even so dared say they heard of or saw this man of love would also be hanged. Now, this caused them to hang a lot of people. But despite this, more and more claims kept coming in. And more people began to wonder if it was possible that maybe no one can kill the man of love. Some are still cutting down the man of love and still trying to bury him. But he's there, no matter how many times they try to cut him down, no matter how many times they try to bury him. In fact, he is in more and more hearts and minds, and in more lives every day. More and more, all across the globe, people are asking themselves, is it possible that what the man of love tried to tell us is true? That we are made by love. That we are the children of love, and that we can live by love. That we can bring forth a world of beauty, health, plenty, and happiness. That we can live together free from hate, fear, selfishness, and we can be the beloved children of love together. More and more people are feeling into this teaching. The time is not far off when the man of love will no longer be just up there hanging, but he'll be down here walking around on every street, doing every task, meeting every need, and transforming every life. As we said, over time we come to look like what we love. That's why the man of love looks like every man. And soon, every man will begin to look like the man of love. Pretty powerful story, don't you think? It gave me tears the first time I listened to it, and I thought, wow, this is the truth. This is the truth of what we need to resurrect. That we are the essence of love. See, this is something that nothing can ever remove from us. Nothing can ever take away. That Christ essence inside of you. We describe ourselves in so many ways and in so many things that we are not. We even get confused and lost at times, thinking we have no idea who we are. But you can never truly be lost. Because who you are is the only thing that will always be there. You are Christ's essence. You are made of love. And you are here to be love and transform the world with your love. That's why you're here. No matter your circumstances, no matter the outer situation, you're here to be love. So you don't have to have a specific job, though you have one. You don't have to have a specific living situation or body look or mobility or even name. You simply need to return to the fact that you are love. The only thing for you to do is to figure out how you would like to love. How are you to express love? That's it. The rest of that doesn't matter. And the how of your love is your unique expression. It's often the way you feel most genuine, engaged, passionate, joyful, and alive. See, I took a class through Unity Worldwide Ministries, and it was part of my LUT training, and it was Discover Your Divine Purpose. I recommend it to everyone. It's my favorite by far. And in the class, we had to make a personal mission statement. Because in that class, we talked about if you're out doing all this stuff and you're not doing what was meant for you, you will be drained, you will feel exhausted, you will feel lost, you will feel confused. But as long as you are doing what is meant for you, your unique divine expression of God, you will feel connected. You will have purpose. And it is meant for you to do that. So, as part of this, they gave us a little formula we got to use, and part of it included verbs, action words, ways we can love and do. And everybody got one of those sheets today. So we're going to look at this together. Now, for those online, I have a slide we'll put up, and I want you to just take a look at these. They're pretty small on the screen, but if you're on your computer, hopefully you can see it well. I want you to look at these action words. There's a lot of them. There is innumerous ways that you can be and demonstrate love. Circle the ones that stand out for you that go, ooh, that's me. Yes, and you know it. Are you there to enliven? To progress? To lead? To dream? Are you there to renew? Practice? Are you there to communicate, affirm, brighten, or build? What way is your unique expression of love asking to come out? How does love want to revitalize itself in you and express through you? Find your words. Finding the way that Spirit is touching you and asking you to be your best self can help you figure out what it is you might be needing to resurrect. And when you find these words, you are going to have to figure out, what does that mean? What does it mean to serve? What do I mean by serve? Why would that fit for me? And how have I done that in the past? Am I doing that now? If that's what sparks me, and I know that's my thing, how am I doing that? Am I doing that? Am I ready to resurrect that? Feel free to keep searching and looking. I noticed that as I was thinking about what I needed to resurrect in my life and bring forth, I'm contemplating all of this, and throughout the week I started getting pretty drained, and I was getting headaches, and it was coming on and off, and I know there can be many sources, but I was realizing there was part of me that didn't feel as alive as I would like it to. And I'm a very energetic person, you can tell. I have a lot of excitement in life, and when I'm feeling burnt out and drained, something's off. Something's wrong. The balance isn't quite right. So at meditation group, we were talking about this quite a bit, and something that occurred from that conversation is I realized I've been doing a lot of very serious, very structured work. It's good work. It's good work to do. It's just that I've been working real hard, consistently, and I've not done much play. At least not the way that my soul likes to play. And when I don't play, I don't recharge. Because what I realized is play is part of my purpose. It's part of the way I love. And in fact, my mission statement, after we do the formula, then you make it as short, sweet, and small as you can, the most concise version. And my most concise version of my mission that I have come to is, I am here to be love, to playfully ignite others to change. To playfully ignite others to change. That's what I'm here to do. And yes, I've been love. I'm a counselor. I love all day, every day. And I have been helping people change. But that play and that igniting has been a little dim. And so I know that I need to resurrect play. And I'm the only one who knows what that means for me. For me, that's unstructured time, silliness, creativity, being out in nature, being silly and fun. It's part of the way I love, and it's part of the way I inspire people. I have to fill my cup and be that part of myself that I was meant to be. To reach my Christ essence, I have to be that is meant to be mine. So, what part of you, what part of your Christ essence and your love expression has dwindled? Is it one of those words? Is there some part of your expression that you are ready to resurrect? It's time to revisit old passions. See if there's anything you may want to resurrect there. Observe what gives you life, because that was your path, meant only for you. Notice what lights you up, what speaks to your heart when you start to speak with passion. Notice what gives you purpose and joy. When you love an interaction, what were you doing? This is where you find what is yours to do and why you were born with the Christ Spirit to begin with. So it's not about who you are. It's about how you love. Returning back to our Christ essence, we can have that divine nature and spark be born again within us to live and serve as the man of love, walking around, embodying that true self. We rise above the lack and limitations, and we simply resurrect truth by returning to love and expressing it brightly in the way that's meant to be yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. What an honor it is to share that light of love, holding it within your hearts as we move forward, to keep that thought in your minds as we do our offertory prayer. So it's time to hold your gifts and offerings in your hands as we get our ushers ready to come forward. As if you're joining us online, there are many ways you can donate here to the church, and Amazon Prime and YouTube and all the different ways. The QR code's going to be coming up. And so as we get ready for this, let's do this divine love together. For divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. And so it is. As our ushers move forward, we have some more music with Dundee and Elaine. Okay, all right, so here we go, a little duet. Thank you guys for sharing your talents.
God sent his son. They call him Jesus. We can came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove that Jesus lives, because he lives. I can face tomorrow, because he lives. All fear is gone, because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. How sweet to hold a newborn baby and feel the pride and joy she brings, but greater still, the calm assurance this child can face uncertain days, because he lives, because he lives. I can face tomorrow, because he lives. All fear is gone, because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. And then one day I'll cross the river, I'll fight life's fight, no war with pain. And then as death gives way to victory, I'll see the light of glory, and I know he lives, because he lives. I can face tomorrow, because he lives. All fear is gone, because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives.
Thank you, folks. That's wonderful. As our ushers come forward, it's time to bless these gifts and offerings. As we do know that as we give, so shall we receive. So we'll now dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will, your work in this ministry and in our lives. And so it is. Amen. As we get ready for closing, I have a few announcements. First and foremost, we are a prayer ministry. So you can download the You Pray app and get that on your iPhone, Android. Instant connection to prayer. All those prayer requests go directly to Silent Unity, where they receive 30 days of consecutive prayer. The prayer box is in the back of the sanctuary. Little prayer slips here, so fill one out, drop it in the box. Our chaplains will pray over them here, and then send them on to Silent Unity. And so with that, the power of prayer is tenfold. Team Member of the Month, congratulations, Nancy Matthews. Thank you, Nancy. And so your rearrangements, flower arrangements, and provide beautiful foods and fellowship, and we really appreciate the assistance at the bake sale and circulation day. And if any visitors, sign the guest book, and then Nancy's going to go ahead and contact people. So it's really an honor to have her here at the sanctuary, and we greatly appreciate your times and talents and treasures. Thank you. Just a reminder now, we got the Easter potluck after service here today, so there's all kinds of food, and glory be had to God, because, man, there's plenty for everybody to eat. There's bounty, 2 fish, we got 20,000. Yeah, it's really cool. And so the tables are all getting set, and so the food would be arranged for seating. And so, as you know, it takes a village to run a spiritual sanctuary, so please kindly consider contributing your time, talents, and treasures here at the Unity of Kona. And so there are many sign-up sheets in the back of the sanctuary if you'd like care to. Sign your name and become part of the Ohana. There's a refreshment sign-up sheet upstairs. So with that, my friends, let's all stand and make a big... Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. Sean has something. Sean, okay. Thank you, Sean. Oh, that's right. We got a little slip of paper we got to address. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So it's been... This is like my 1-year birthday here. It was on or about this day last year I walked into Unity and I felt like this was home. And this was the first church I have ever joined. And I've been to a handful through my life. You can't, oh, I got to eat this. Okay, all right. All right, I'm really trying to talk loud too, so. Anyway, there's a thing that we used to do in my spiritual group back in California, and it was called the blessing box. So each of you received a piece of paper today, and if you feel so inspired, I offer this to you. Write a blessing as if you were writing an anonymous blessing for someone you don't know. It can be anything, whatever you are inspired to do, especially after this amazing talk today, through that Christ vibration, that light that you are, to write a blessing. And I'm going to leave this box up here. And you're welcome to put that blessing in this box. And then you're also welcome to take a blessing. So this box will always be here. So for any time that you feel inspired to leave a blessing, or maybe you need a blessing, it's here for you to open up and receive. So this is my gift to the church for my 1-year birthday. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, now we got a blessing box, so everything keeps expanding. Expand the blessings through love and prayer. What an honor it is to be here with everybody. As we now will make a circle right behind the back row as we get ready to do our closing songs. Let there be peace on earth and aloha oi. Right behind the front row, if you would. Singers on board. Here we go. Uh-huh. Yeah. Gonna make you stretch it out. Yeah. Hey, we got a big circle here today. There we go.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And as we resurrect the love of our hearts into the world, let's be that man walking in this place. And so with that, let's finish with aloha oi.
Aloha hoi, aloha hoi, eke ona ona no ikalipo. One fond embrace, ahoy, ayao, until we meet again.
Hui ho and aloha. Thank you, everybody. Don't miss next Sunday. Next Sunday speaker is Reverend Sophia Falke. Her topic will be blooming a new spring, nurturing our inner gardens. And in closing, please tell your friends and family about the Facebook Live event. And so it's also on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and YouTube, and all over the place. Thank you, Donnie. A little closing music. Have a fabulous week. Okay.
E Hawaii e kuone hanawe Kuho me kulai vine Oli no awina pono lani o E Hawaii aloha E haoli e na opio o hahaine Holy holy Maina ahe ahe makani pa maine El ke aloha no Hawaii E Hawaii e kuono haunawe Kuho me kulai vine Oli no awina pono lani o E aloi aloha E aoli e na opio o haine Holy holy Maina ahe mahe makani pa maine Mau ke aloha no Hawaii Mau ke aloha no